Yesterday we just
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So please accept our humble obeisances on behalf of everybody who have joined the group and are about to join. Prabhuji, we can start with the Mangla Charan. Would you like us to do the Mangla Charan, or would you like to do the Mangla Charan?
As you like, we have no problem.
So then I can do the Mangla Charan.
Yeah.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurulmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakavatamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchikalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhayeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Prabhuji, over to you.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gurvani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarani. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much everyone for giving this opportunity today. So reading this Srimad Bhagavatam, and this is the Canto 2, Chapter 9 and text number 3. The topic is answered by the setting the Lord's person. Chapter text number 3 is like this. Yahirvava mahinmeshve parasmin kalamayayo ramate gata sammohas tyakta dveshte tado bhayam Yahirvava mahinmeshve parasmin kalamayayo ramate ramet gata sammohas tyakto dveshte tado bhayam Yahirvava mahimshve parasmin kalamayayo ramate gata sammohas tyakta dveshte tado bhayam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As soon as the living entity becomes situated in his constitutional glories and begins to enjoy the transcendence beyond time and material energy, he at once gives up the two misconceptions of life, I and mine, and thus become fully manifested as the pure self. Purport. I can read half, Mataji, then you will continue half. The two misconceptions of life, namely I and mine, are very manifested in two classes of men. In the lower state, the conception of mind is very prominent, and in the higher state, the misconception of I is prominent. In the animal state of life, the misconception of mind is perceivably even in the category of cats and dogs who fight with one another with the same misconception of mind. In the lower stage of human life, the same misconception is also prominent in the shape of it is my body, it is my house, it is my family, it is my caste, it is my nation, it is my country, and so on. And in the higher state of speculative knowledge, the same misconception of mind is transformed into I am, or it is all I am, etc. There are many classes of men comprehending the same misconception of I and mine in different colors, but the real significance of I can be realized only when one is situated in the consciousness of I am the eternal servitor of the Lord. This is the pure consciousness, and the whole Vedic literature teach us this conception of life. The misconception of I and the Lord, I am the Lord, or I am the Supreme is more dangerous than the misconception of mind. Although there are sometimes directions in the Vedic literatures to think oneself one with the Lord, that does not mean that one became identical with the Lord in every respect. Undoubtedly, there is oneness of the living entity with the Lord in many respects, but ultimately, the living entity is subordinate to the Lord, and he is constitutionally meant for satisfying the sense of the Lord. The Lord therefore asked the conditioned soul to surrender unto him. Had to living entity not been subordinate to the supreme will, why would the living entity be asked to surrender? Had the living being been equal in all respects, then why was he put under the influence of Maya? We have already discussed many times that the material energy is controlled by the Lord. The Bhagavad Gita 9.10 confirms this controlling power of the Lord over the material nature. Can a living entity who claims to be as God, as good as the Supreme Being, control the material energy, material nature? The foolish. I would reply that he will do so in the future. No. Even accepting that in the future one will be so as good as control of material nature as the Supreme Being, then why is one now under the control of material nature? The Bhagavad Gita says that one can be freed from the control of the material nature by surrendering unto the Supreme Lord. But if there is no surrender, then the living entity will never be able to control the material nature. So one must also give up this misconception of I by practicing the way of devotional service or family, being situated in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. A poor man without any employment or occupation may undergo so many troubles in life. But if by chance the same man gets a good service under the government, he at once became happy. There is no profit in denying the supreme supremacy of the Lord, who is the control of all energies. But one should be constitutionally situated in one's own glory, namely to be situated in the pure consciousness of being the eternal servitor of the Lord. In his conditional life, the living entity is servant of the illusory Maya. And in his liberated state, he is the pure, unqualified servant of the Lord to become untainted by the moods of material nature is the qualification of entering into the service of the Lord. As long as one is a servant of material concussion, one cannot be completely free from the desires of I and mine. The supreme truth.
Prabhuji, do you want me to read?
Yeah, pardon? Yeah, please, you can call.
Continue? The supreme truth is uncontaminated by the illusionary energy because he is the controller of that energy. The relative truths are apt to be engrossed in the illusionary energy. The best purpose is served, however, when one is directly facing the supreme truth as when faces the sun. The sun overhead is the sky. The sun overhead is the sky in full of light, but when the sun is not in the visible sky, all is in the darkness. Similarly, when one is face to face with the Supreme Lord, he is freed from all illusions, and one who is not so is in the darkness of illusionary Maya. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this as follows. Mamachayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogana sevate sagunan samatiyati yai tan brahma bhuyuyaya kalpate. So the science of bhakti yoga, of worshipping the Lord, glorifying the Lord, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam from the right source, not from professional men, but from a person who is a Bhagavatam in life, and being always in association of pure devotees, should be adopted in earnestness. One should not be misled by the misconception of I and mine. The karmis are fond of conceptions of mine, the jnanis are fond of conceptions of I, and both of them are unqualified to be free from the bondage of illusionary energy. Srimad Bhagavatam and primarily the Bhagavad Gita are both meant for delivering a person from misconception of I and mine, and Srila Vyasadeva transcribed them from the deliverance of the fallen souls. The living entity has to be situated in the transcendental position where there is no more influence of time nor of the material energy. In conditioned life, the living entity is subjected to the influence of time in the dream of past, present, and future. The mental speculator tries to conquer the influence of time by future speculations of becoming Vasudeva or the Supreme Lord himself by the means of culturing knowledge and conquering over ego. But the process is not perfect. The perfect process is to accept Lord Vasudeva as the Supreme in everything, and the best perfection is culturing knowledge, is to surrender unto him because he is the source of everything. Only in that conception can one get rid of misconception of I and mine. Both Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam confirms it. Srila Vyasadeva have specifically contributed to the illusion living entity of the science of God and the process of Bhakti Yoga in his great literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, and the conditioned soul should fully take advantage of this great science. Hare Krishna Prabhu, over to you.
Hare Krishna. Yahirvava mahinmeshwe parismin kalamayayo Ramet gata samho tyaktya dvaste tado bhayam As soon as the living entity becomes situated in his constitutional glory and begins to enjoy the transcendence beyond time and material energy, he at once gives up the two misconceptions of life, I and mine, and thus became fully manifested as the pure self. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, for joining here in this Bhagavatam forum. So it is the continuation of the next last verse also. Bahurupa ivapati mayaya bahurupaya ramamano gunabhyasyaha mamahamiti manyate. The illusion living entity appears in so many forms offered by the external energy of the Lord. While enjoying in the moods of material nature, the encased living entity misconceived thinking in terms of I and mine. Hare Krishna. So this is the conception how the first thing that it is talking about. We are here because we forgot our Supreme Personality of God and Lord Krishna, so that we are here in this material world and suffering many ways, in many forms of life. Like sometimes we are animals, sometimes beasts, sometimes reptiles, sometimes trees, so many forms of life. And we are suffering. Everyone is suffering in this material planet and the material world. But the thing is that we are not here. We are the spiritual being. By our misuse our money to independence, we are here in this material world. According our karma, according our desire, we are suffering. And so-called people are telling also this was something we are enjoying, but there is no question of enjoying at all. Here it's talking the second, already told, second verses already discussed yesterday, the illusion energy, the Krishna and his Maya. Everybody knows that one. Krishna and Maya. This is two vice versa. This is two opposite. Where is the Krishna? There is no Maya. Krishna Suryasa Maya hai andhakar. Jaha Krishna taha nahi Maya radhikar. Krishna is like the full of sun, like the sun, blazing sun. And where is the sun? There is no question of darkness. Krishna Suryasa Maya hai andhakar. Maya is andhakar, it is darkness. And where there is Krishna, where there is sun, where the question of the Maya, the darkness. It means there is no question of Maya at all. Where is the Krishna? So dear devotees, if we accept Krishna in your life, so there is no question of Maya at all. But when we forget Krishna, then Maya is entering us and Maya is captured us. Krishna bhule vancha. Krishna bhole jiva. Krishna bhole bhogavancha kare nikatastha maya tara jhapati adhare. Krishna bahirmukhi jiva bhogavancha kare nikatastha maya tara jhapati adhare. Wherever the jiva, the living entities, forget the Krishna and thinking I will be bhogavancha by this material enjoyment, I will getting something, this one, that. Then at that time, the Maya, the material energy captured him and take to him the trap and destroy him. That is that. So we can understand that one. Wherever the Krishna, there is no question of Maya. So Krishna, that is the like the shadow. Maya is the shadow. So as a spiritual being, we are come from Krishna. In our life also, there is no Maya. But when we forget Krishna, that is the most miserable thing in our life. When we forget Krishna, then that time Maya entered in our home. Then we are thinking, oh, I am this one, I am that one, I am this, I am that, this is mine, this is my country, this is my nation, this is me, this is that, this one, that one. In a small, small thing, we are just a circle around it. But when we are thinking about the Supreme, about the top, about the topmost. What is this? Oh, we are the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Then when we think that one, and when we engage in that way, there is no question of sorrow. So here it is talking, as soon as the living entities became situated in his constitutional glory and begins to enjoy the transcendental beyond time and material energy. As soon as a living entity is situated the glories, it is a constitutional position. What is your constitutional position? We know that one, Jibar Surup Hoy, Krishna or Nitya Das. Our eternal position is that, our transcendental position is that we are the eternal servant of Lord. We are Sevak, we are the Das. When we serve, this is our tendency, this is our nature, then that is our really constitutional position. When we stand there, then we will become happy and at once give up the two misconceptions of life. Whenever we are in constitutional position and we knows that one, I am the servant of a Krishna and nothing else. I'm just doing the rendering service, devotional service of the Krishna. That's all. Then what will happen? In that time, these two misconception of life. What is the two misconception? One is me and mine, I and mine. I am this, I am that, like that ego. That one already gone. And those became fully manifested as the pure self. And we are in the pure self. And we are relishing the nectar when we forgot that one. And that time we'll full of bliss, full of enjoyment, full of joyful, and we are in the flow of the Supreme Lord. And we are relishing the divine blessings. We are relishing that divine nectar. That is the thing. So why it is happened? Like in the next verse, last verse is talking about Bahurupa Iva Bhati Mayaya Bahurupaya. Bahurupa. It means she is giving you different rupa, different identification, different living entities. Already is talking last time also, yesterday we were discussing the 900,000 variety of material bodies, water, and this vegetable, this is worm and reptiles, birds, and different type of birds, animals, and human being. Its total is 8.4 million of species of life. And we are wandering one body to another, one body to another, one body to another. This endless is that cycle is going on, going on, going on. Bahurupa. So that is talking Bahurupa. And we are tired of also. There is no endless, there is no end. In this circle, it is just moving and moving. According to our desire, according to our karma, we are forced to get another body. And in that body, we are entitled and we are thinking this one. But when we give that one and we understand our real identical position, our constitutional position, then we give up that one, I and mine. That is the more important. Everybody is now in the present situation, in the present time, everybody is fighting. Oh, this is mine, this is mine, I am this, I am that. The fighting is everywhere, all the country, all the races, all the caste, all the nation, everywhere. This fighting, oh, my religion is best, my religion is best, I am the best. He's telling, I am the best, my tradition is the best. This is the going on. But the thing is that this is the lower category of thinking, the lower category of thought. This is I and mine. So there is a two misconceptions. Prabhupada giving this example, two misconceptions, I and mine. That is very lower class. That is the lower taste, I and mine. This is my caste, this is my house, this is my family, my business, this one, that one, that one. My nation, I'm proud, I am this one, I am proud for this one. What is this? We are not here, we are just come for a few minutes, for a few time to doing that one. Our eternal home is in Golok Vrindavan. That one we supposed to be very thankful that one. Where with that one? Then There are many classes of men confronting the same misconception of I and mine in different colors. But the real significance I can be realized only when one is situated in the consciousness of I am the eternal servitor of the Lord. When we are thinking like that one, I am the eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord, then that is our uh, most, that is that I am, that I is a real ego. But whatever now we are doing, I'm Indian, I'm American, I'm African, I'm engineer, I'm doctor, I'm a businessman. This is just a false ego. There is no value at all. So for that one, this is pure consciousness. When you are thinking, I am the eternal servitor of the Lord, and the Lord is my master, and I am his servant. That is the real constitutional position. And that is the Vedic literature teach us, all the Vedic literature, especially Prabhupada quoted here Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. That's the Amala Puran, that is the topmost Puran. It teaches also Prabhupada giving his commentary in this way. This is the thing. So that is the lower category thing, I and mine. Also, the another misconception of that also, I am the Lord, I am the Supreme. That is more dangerous. That is the Mayavadi philosophy, telling Om Brahmasmi, Om Brahmasmi. If you are Brahma, yes, you are Brahma because we are the part and parcel of Super Brahma, Super Soul. If you are Brahma, but not like that Om Brahmasmi, I am at all. No. If I am all the Brahma, supremacy, then why I will be destroyed? How I became die? Why I became in a disease? Why I became in a illusory condition? And so many things. Why it is happened? So that is very, very dangerous that we are just thinking about, oh, I am the Supreme. This is the misconception. Although there are sometimes direction of the Vedic literature to think oneself one with the Lord, that does not mean that one became identical with the Lord in every respect. Although we are talking Mame Pangsha Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanata, all the living entities my part and parcel. We are inequalitatively one or same with the Supreme Lord. But it not means we are the Lord. We are the Jivatma. We are the living entity. And God is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is full of this. He is full of opulence. Undoubtedly, there is oneness of the many and respect. But ultimately, the living entity is subordinate to the Lord. And he is constitutionally meant for satisfying the sense of the Lord. The Lord therefore asked the conditioned soul to surrender unto him, had the living entities does not been subordinate to the supreme will. Why would the living entity be asked to surrender? Had the living entity been be equal with the respect? So the thing is that, is it talking? If we are surrendering to the God, if we are come to the surrender with the God, we will become a servant of the God, then we will become happy. Otherwise, if we are thinking, I am the enjoyer, I am the master, I am the doer, that misconception is going on, going on, going on. And in that way, we are not be happy. We can see for the happiness, people are so many ways. They are going outside, they are going abroad, they are going holidays, they are going leisure, they are going to the club, bar, theaters, and so many things. But how many people are happy? Because this material arrangement cannot become happy us. Because we are the spiritual being. And we are searching the happiness in the material arrangement. There is a mismatch. That is the problem of us. Where is the happiness? Where is the source? We are not to go for that. If we are surrendered to the Krishna, and we can consider that one, he is the source of everything. He is the source of happiness, is the source of joy, then our searching will be end and will become happiness. We will be happy. But we are searching the happiness in the material beings, thinking, oh, maybe this food will give you happy, this arrangement will be give happy, this one give happy, this one give happy, my family member will be happy. Maybe I can change the country, then I will be happy. But that will not be possible, because no material arrangement will giving a happiness, because we are the spiritual being. If we connected ourselves in the spirituality, in the Supreme Personality Godhead, then that is the real source of happiness, and we will become happy. That is the main thing. Also, we are talking about the Lord over the material nature. And people are thinking about that also by the control of the material nature. They are trying to control the material nature. But we cannot be control the material nature. Krishna told Maya Dekshana Prakrute, Shweta Sataracharam. By his supremacy, by his guidance, this material world, this material nature is working. How can we control that? You can see few months before in Dubai, there is so much flood, there is so much rain. How it is happened? Because they are usually doing this one artificial rain. They try to do something by artificially, but it was happened like that. So much flood, so much rain. They have all things are flooded and everywhere. We are trying to do that one, but we are at the last moment we can see we are nothing supposed to be do. We cannot control all the things. So people are thinking by this, we're supposed to be control the material energy, material nature, but it can't be possible. When it will be possible? When we are surrendered to the God. Then all the material nature also very cooperatively working with us. Also, this is in Bhagavad Gita. And there, when the demigods will satisfied by the pleasing of the God, they are providing good rain. Also, they are providing what we want. In return, we are just doing the yajna. Now the time is in Nama yajna, Sankirtan yajna. If you are doing that one, then all the gods and demigods will be happy, and they will be supplying what we need. But if we forcefully try to control the nature, and nature is giving this opposite results to us, and we can see everywhere in the practical way how much distress is coming everywhere in the world. And if some people are telling, oh, not now, but in the future we're supposed to be controlled to the material nature. In the future, but till yet you are not did. How supposed to be think about the future? It can't be possible. Prabhupada also told, one day the scientist will become to make a living entity. One day means when it will become. Since so many years passed, you are not did anything. Okay, no problem. I will give you flesh, maybe 5 kilo, 10 kilo flesh, 20 kilo flesh, some blood, some bones giving. You can make one man by using that one, but it can't be possible. What is made by the God, it can't be possible for a human being doing this one, because that is beyond of our imagination, beyond of our knowledge. So that it was told, wherever the scientist end, our scientific research will be end, the spirituality starts. We cannot think that one by our mind, by our own intelligence, by our knowledge, by our experiment, we use this supremacy, or we can understand the Supreme Lord and his creation and his work process. That is not. When we surrender, then it will happen. So that is told. When the science will end, then the spirituality will start. So it will not be supposed to be will doing in that way. So the thing is that by practicing the way of devotional service, or firmly being situated in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, then we will be happy. Otherwise, we cannot be happy. Prabhupada giving here an example, like a poor man, a simple person, without an employment or occupation, he was very, very unhappy. He's in distress in his life. But by chance, when he got a good service in the government service, then his life, he became successful. He became happy because he's getting some money, and he get some bread and butter and some rice and something. Similarly, we are all unhappy by our whole entire thinking, entire policy, or entire efforts also. It is not giving us happiness. Whenever we are getting the mercy of the Supreme God, Supreme Lord, then we will become happy. Like a person who will getting the employment in a government or some nice company, he will become happy. Similarly, we will become happy when getting the mercy or surrender of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Truth is uncontaminated by the illusory energy, because he is the control of all the energy. The relevant truth are part of the engrossed in the illusory energy. The best purpose observed, however, when one is directly passing to the Supreme Truth. As then one pass the sun overhead in the sky is full of light. But when the sun is not in the visible sky, all is in a darkness. Similarly, when one is face to face with the Supreme Lord, he is freed from all the illusion. There are two things here very clearly stated. The Supreme Lord is uncontaminated by his energy because he is the master. He is the creator of this material energy, so that he is not contaminated. The thing is that when we are see the sun is in your heart in the middle of the day, then you can see there is everywhere there is effulgence. The sunlight is everywhere, and we can see each other. But when the sun is set, then there is darkness is coming. That is the thing. The darkness, the sun overhead in the sky is full of light. But when the sun is not visible in the sky, is all in the darkness. Similarly, when one is face to the Supreme Lord, then he is free from the illusion. And when the sun is gone, then darkness came. Similarly, when we forget Krishna, even a short moment, then the illusion comes. Then we are thinking, oh, I am this, I am that, I am this one. This is my country. This is my nation, that I and mine. This is the illusory energy. This is the two things. This is a misconception of life. Prabhupada wrote, misconception of life. That will come. So the thing is that we're supposed to be think about the Krishna. Although people who are too much intelligent, the people who are too much blessed, we have so gathered so much pious activity, by anyhow they become Krishna consciousness. They know what is going wrong and what is right. Other people, 99% of people in this world, they're in full of Maya. Only very few people, 1%, maybe less than 1%, they are the devotees. They understood that I am the part and parcel of Krishna. And they are searching the happiness in that way. They are thinking, or they are the right way. Wherever we are attached to the Krishna, then where is the sufferings? Like, for example, Prabhupada also giving, wherever a son is disconnected from his father, he leave his father's home, he leave his family, he is suffering. Suffering from food, suffering for shelter, suffering for clothes, suffering from for any type of things, because he is alone. But as when he realizes his mistake and again go back to his father and take shelter of his father, then automatically he'll get everything because his father is a billionaire. There is nothing less. But when his son rejected his father, leave his father, and try to enjoy himself by own way, he becomes suffer. Similarly, that is happened with us. By using our money to independent, we think we will be happy. I will become Ishvara. I become God. I become enjoying. And that nature will bound us to get the body in this material world. And already so many 8.4 millions of species were wandering here and here and here and here. So the thing is that the science of Bhakti Yoga are worshipping the God, glorifying the God, hearing about the God. That is the main way. That is the main thing. That is the right source to put in or keep in the right way. Because we don't know what is the right way and what is the wrong way. We don't know that one. But here it is talking. And that is the thing. So that Prabhupada told, you're supposed to be read all the devotional service. If we follow all the devotional service, that is the best. If also not follow all the devotional service, at least 1, 2. Like first thing is Shravanam Kirtanam. If you are hearing and chanting the glory name of the God, then that bhakti process will be start. And also Prabhupada told also himself, here, we're supposed to be listen the Bhagavatam in a right source, who is not giving a very good lecture, but who is exemplary by his Bhagavatam, by his own way. So that is talk Bhagavata Padhe Jai, Bhagavata Sthane. It means we're supposed to be association with the devotee, advanced devotee. We're supposed to practice this one. Then in this way, we're supposed to be caught our bondage. This is the conception of I and mine, I and mine. And if you think deeply, oh, I am the part and parcel. No family member, no husband, no wife, no son, no daughter, no relatives, no country is with us. I am only the Krishna's, and Krishna is mine. That is the real realization. And how it will come? It will come the association of the devotee and the reading and glorifying, chanting, and so many things are here. This is the thing. So we're supposed to be very careful that one about these things. First, we understand what is our real identical position and what is the process to understand this and how will you understand this. So this is the process here. Srila Vyasdev, Srila Sukdev Goswami, and other the great sages, they are giving this one perfect thing. Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. That is the two literature. If we read this one two literature, there is no need to search for or worried for the other literature. This is full of all the things and full of knowledge. And it will caught our Granthi, it means misconception. Granthi means the knots of the Maya, the illusion. And by hearing and chanting and association of the devotee, then we will cut that one, the Granthi, I and mine, and we will be situated in our right constitutional position. What is your constitutional position? I am the servant of the Lord. That is my nature. That is my goal of the life. Anyhow, I can serve this one. This attitude, if you develop this attitude, then our life becomes successful. So this second canto, the third text number 3 is giving this example. How we are became, as soon as the living entity became situated in the constitutional glories and begins to enjoy the transcendence beyond time and material energy. And at that time, the material energy is not force us. He is very cooperative with us. His favor for us. And energy. And then we leave this one, the two things of the misconception. that is I and mine, and we are become fully joyful and fully manifested as the pure self. Then we can realize ourselves. Oh, that is something is happened. That is the main thing. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, 12 minutes. Are there more? Please, if any question or any comments.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for this wonderful session about I and me, and making us realize that your family, your other relatives, and everybody are there to be a part of you in this journey. But ultimately, it is you and Krishna, and that surrender will come only with the association of devotees and chanting. So, thank you for that point. Are there any questions or comments from the group? Prabhuji, I have a question that, for example, if there is somebody who doesn't have any relatives, doesn't have a family, he has left everything, probably ready to go to the forest, but then he gets an association of a devotee. Will he not have ashakti towards that devotee?
You have the attachment for the devotees.
Yes. Because he is detached from everything, but it will just be because you said association and chanting will take him back to Godhead. But
yes.
If he is attached to the devotee, his attachment for the devotee.
No, that attachment for the devotees, that is the favorable way. What is favorable for Krishna, for the bhakti? Krishna anukulena bhakti-anushilena bhakti-uttama. What is favorable that we supposed to accept? If our family is favorable in bhakti, we supposed to accept that one. We don't need to leave this one. If our family is not favorable, we supposed to think about it. And here talking the association of the devotee. Because the Paramahansa, the advanced devotee, they have nothing, no other business. They are always Tushyanticha Ramanticha. They are talking each other about the glories of the God. They are releasing that one. They are getting the they are releasing the nectar of the divine nectar. So that is the good things for us. So that attachment is best, which is anukulena. It means the positive way for the Krishna consciousness. You are visiting the holy dham. That is also attachment. If you desire, oh, when I will go to the India, I will go to the pilgrimage, all the holy places. That attachment is good. When you're getting money, oh, I will serve the devotees. That attachment is good. Your desires, that one. That is good. That is a favorable way. That is asakt is good for us, for our benefit. Otherwise, which attachment is it drove away from the Krishna or bhakti? We're supposed to check that one. That is the thing. Yes, Mother.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for that clarification. Are there any other questions or comments from the group? If there are no questions, we can end the session for today. Can I request Bhakta Mugo, is it possible for you to end the session for today? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, Your Grace, Father Prema, for that beautiful class, and also reminding us to be in touch with our constitutional position, the eternal servants of Krishna. There's nothing else we should endeavor to apart from that one. Thank you very much. Now I would like to request all the assembled devotees to kindly unmute so that we can chant one Maha Mantra in glorification of His Grace, Father Prema Prabhuji, for that beautiful class. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhayeva cha patitanayo namo namah. His Grace Parth Prema Prabhuji Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful class.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Kirtika Mataji, is it possible to just